Hello, welcome to this special evening edition of, it's not a Meet the Miniaturists. This is a special preview of my upcoming estate sale. So welcome folks who are joining. If you're new to any of this, I would love to hear from you. So, or if you're joining and you've been on one of my broadcasts before, say hello in the chat box. Chat box is open. Definitely say hello. And also, let me know if you are here to, if you're here to just enjoy the miniatures, if you're here to because you're bidding on this auction in a couple of weeks. Say hello to Donald, who is behind the scenes. He's going to be running the camera. I'm going to have two cameras set up. It's going to be very, very technically awesome. We have another minute before we actually start, but definitely shout out in the chat box, say hello, let me know where you're joining from, and also let me know what your participation level it will be for this auction that's coming up. Are you going to be a bidder? Are you here to see the yummy minis? Are you here for both? Definitely love to hear what you're looking for. Also what you're looking for out of this little webinar. Say hello. And I also don't I usually see a lot more chats now, so I'm wondering if even the chat box is working. So definitely please someone say hello, because I want to make sure that that's working. Thank you, Donald is saying hello. That's good. Anybody else? I see people are here. Anyway, all right, so I'm going to start because it is, oh, perfect. Hi, Eleanor. Thank you. Thank you. From Whidbey Island. Oh, my God. I think we might have talked about this the last time. Hi, guys. Welcome. Hi, Lisa in Atlanta. About Whidbey Island. I have a really good friend who lived in Seattle and has very good friends on Whidbey Island. I'm sure it's a small place. He's an artist. Anyway, thank you for saying hello, folks, and letting me know that the chat box is working. As you're joining, I just want to say thank you for joining. Thank you for your interest in this estate sale that's coming up, which is happening on Sunday, September 19th. It's a week from this Sunday. It will be at 10 a.m. Eastern time, and it will be hosted on the invaluable.com site. If you're just joining, definitely say hello and let me know what your level of interest is going to be for this auction. Are you here to look at the yummy minis? Are you here because you're going to be bidding and you want to get a preview of these miniatures? But definitely let me know where you are at on this spectrum. So good to see everybody. I'm going to go ahead and start. I'm intrigued. Oh, so Lisa is intrigued by the room box. I'm going to talk a little bit about the room boxes towards the end after I go through a preview of some of the tinier things. So to start, this is an estate collection by a lovely couple, Jerry and Claire Buckalter. They lived in Suffern, New York, which is just outside of New York City, kind of like the suburbs of New York City. He was a principal in a high school, and she was a sixth grade teacher. I'm not sure what she taught. I'm not sure what she taught. I think it was math. But anyway, they were an adored couple in schooling. In fact, they have a scholarship that is named after them that is around today. Every year is awarded to I'm not really sure what, I should know this, but anyway, they were beloved. But in their retirement years, in the late 1990s, they decided to collect miniatures. That is what they decided. That is how they decided they would spend their retirement years. And so they started to attend trade shows. They started to meet artists. They started to commission works. So eventually they found their roles. But the thing is, it's a beautiful story because it was sort of like a love affair. They had a love affair with each other because they were married for so long, but they also had a love affair with miniatures and this passion for miniatures. And so eventually they found their own ways and their own roles within the miniatures world. He would make the structures and she would commission the work and fill the structures. And these structures actually behind me were made by Jerry Buckalter. And a lot of what they were filled with were commissioned by them as a couple, but mostly by Claire Buckalter. She would go out and she would talk to the artists and she would talk about what she wanted. And in fact, one of the things that she commissioned, and they also had an incredible sense of humor, the couple themselves. And so they would commission works like this, which is a tiny Queen Elizabeth in miniature. And I'm not really sure the artist for this, but this is actually not part of the estate sale. But there was a portrait of her and a portrait of him made in with the Queen Elizabeth and Henry VIII, I think is the other one. So they had this great sense of humor. They had the great relationships with the artists. And in fact, they were sort of like patrons of the arts in a sense, because they worked with some of the miniaturists that were kind of just starting out at that time. And for example, Neil Bateson, and I'm going to show you some of his work in this preview, but Neil Bateson, they own a whole bunch of his #1 series of miniatures. And so they really were patrons of the arts. They were collectors, they were makers, they were really involved in this category. And I am just privileged. I'm privileged to handle this estate. I'm really honored in a lot of ways, because I feel like I am now taking responsibility for making sure these pieces get into the right hands to folks who appreciate, that have value, the same value system for these miniatures, and will appreciate and adore them just as much as the Buckalters did. So with that, let's get to the good stuff. But let me tell you a little bit about this auction before we go to the preview. This auction is incredible in the sense that not only because of the folks who created this collection, but it is a collection of almost 200 lots. If you don't know what a lot is, this Sunday, I'm going to be doing this whole webinar on how to participate in an online auction. And I'm going to cover all these words and what they mean, and how to your best practices for being involved in an online auction. But anyway, there'll be almost 200 lots in this auction. That means that the 200 lots means that there will be over 1,000 individual pieces that will be for sale. Over 100 artists will be represented in this auction. 20 of those are artisans of the Guild. If you don't know what the Guild is, they are an amazing miniatures organization that fosters miniaturists and has a credentialing system. So there are 20 artisans represented in this, over 20 artists, and more than 25 fellows of the Guild have pieces in this show. So this is in this auction. So this auction is really, really filled with high quality pieces that were made by very, very talented artisans, some of the most iconic miniaturists on the planet. For example, people like Pete Acquisto, Geoff Wonnacott, Ferd Sobol. I'm going to show you some of the pieces from some of those really great miniaturists, but ultimately, you're going to want to go head over to the catalog, which is on invaluable.com, search for D. Thomas Fine Miniatures, and go look at everything that is going to be there. But I'm going to show you a small sampling of what is available in this collection. And definitely, chat box is open. So if you have questions while I'm going through them, please feel free to use the chat box. I'll try to manage reading the chat box and also showing you the miniatures. We're going to be going now to my little other camera so that I could share some of the miniatures. So with that, I'm going to move the little chat box over so that I can see what I'm doing. Did anybody have any questions about the Buckalters? They were awesome. As I was putting this auction together, I really feel like I got to know them, and I got to feel them and feel their excitement as they collected these pieces. How, I got to sort of channel their energy working with the artists, and their hope and their anticipation of receiving these pieces in the mail, because there was a whole bunch of correspondence that came with the pieces from the estate executrix who I'm working with to sell this collection. So I got a whole bunch of paperwork, including letters from the artists to the Buckalters talking about the pieces. And it fills me with such a great feeling of, I don't know, it just makes me feel good. I feel like I'm close with them in a way. So Constance is wondering about the link to Sunday's Zoom. Where is the link to Sunday's Zoom? I'm going to be sending an email out. So if make sure you're on my email distribution, because there will be a link to the Sunday's event on my email. So look for that. So let's go to the first item. I feel like this is Home Shopping Network. All right. So one of the artists that I mentioned was one of those IGMA artisans, includes one of my favorites. I mean, they're all my favorites, Natasha Beshencovsky. So she's an IGMA artisan, and she hand paints these beautiful pieces. I hope you can sort of see that if in this light. There's like a glare and stuff. So she's very well known for her hand painted, lots of cherubs, Renaissance era stuff. But look how beautiful this commode is. I think it's a commode. It might be a credenza. I'm not 100% sure what you call this piece, but look at the detailed flower work on this top, which also, it looks like it's a hand painted marquetry. That is not like wood marquetry. That looks like faux marquetry, and I'm sure there's a word for it. But look how gorgeous this piece is. Natasha Beshencovsky. She is like, she's an IGMA artisan. I'm shocked that she's not an IGMA fellow, but she's incredibly talented. I'm going to go through some of the fine art furniture pieces first before I get to some of the other categories. But there are many categories covered in this auction, from flowers to children's toys to furniture to silver to pewter to flower. I said flowers already. Pottery, porcelain. Again, you're going to have to, you know what? Check out my blog, because my blog has a whole story about this auction, and it details all the different categories if you sort of want it in one place, as opposed to going online and registering for the auction and flipping through it that way. But anyway, okay, so next up is a beautiful cabinet by Ferd Sobol. Just look at that. This is beautiful marquetry. Detailed marquetry on the top. It's got this beautiful mesh screen. I wish I knew all the words. Look at the detail on the side. And then, of course, it opens, as everything should in the miniature world. And there's it's actually beautifully finished even inside. It's hard to see, but the wood grain, you can see the wood grain everywhere. Just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. What do you guys think of that? I'd like to hear from you. Put it in the chat box. Anyway, that's Ferd Sobol. He's a fellow of the guild. So this is the first fellow I'm sharing of the guild. He's mostly known for his furniture. I have probably maybe 5 or 6 pieces that are in this auction that were made by Ferd Sobol. So check that out. Okay, so another one, I'm going to show you one more piece of furniture. And this is by Geoff Wonnacott. Is that caning in the front? Thank you, May. That is caning. I believe it is caning. That is the right word. Thank you, because you're actually helping me. If you call out the right words, I'll go and update the post on the Invaluable site so that it reflects the right wording. So thank you. So this is by Geoff Wonnacott. This is a gorgeous piece. I had questions, and I actually wrote to Mr. Wonnacott and asked him how this was actually made. This is all metal inlay. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Look at how the light bounces off of this. And also look at the grain work on top. Oh, all the draws. Another thing I want to show is all of Geoff Wannacott's work. His draws are dovetailed. Look at that. It's just crazy, 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 incredible. It sort of has an Asian flair to it, or a mid-century modern flair to it. Not quite sure what to call this, what to call this out. But anyway, beautiful piece. Check it out. That's Geoff Wonnacott. Okay, I'm going to show you one more furniture piece. This is also by Geoff Wonnacott. I actually have shoot. Messed up. Okay. This is also by Geoff Wonnacott. This is a Georgian secretary. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Also lots of dovetail draws. Lots of details. Oh, open this. See, I hate handling these things, because the more you handle them, the more chances you have to break. But look at that. Look inside. Look inside. Look at that. Ah, and I'm not gonna open those little doors, but they open. They open, they open, they open. So this is there. I have two secretaries in this auction. The other one is by Neil Bateson. And it's taller and it's got even more bells and whistles going on. It's crazy. But look at this. Look at this. The most of these pieces are in mint condition, are pretty much in mint excellent condition, which is, there are so many really great things about this auction. The fact that it's got a lot of artisans represented. It is Burlwood, Diane. It is all Burlwood. I have a lot of Burlwood pieces by Neil Bateson, Burlwood pieces by Geoff Wonnacott. And the grain on Burlwood is just stunning. And it's a great choice for these artists in terms of what they choose, in terms of which wood to work with. So there's so many great things about this auction, from the number of artisans that are represented to the kinds of pieces that are represented and how beautiful, but also, and the quality, but also the condition. It's rare that you would have so many great pieces by so many great artists in such great condition in one auction. So I'm really, again, goes back to me being really privileged to be able to usher in new collectors and to really take care of these pieces. So the next category would be that I want to share is silver. I have a number of silver pieces in this auction by IGMA fellow Pete Acquisto. I don't know if it's Acquisto or Quisto. Anyway, this is the first one. It's an Epergine, which is he made the silver, but the cut glass crystal bowls are from another artist, and I'm not sure who that artist is. But this is all real silver. These are beautiful, beautiful, beautiful pieces. Look at the detail on that. Just look at that. So that is by Pete Acquisto. There, like I said, there's a number of silver pieces in this collection. I'm going to show you just a few of them. But that Epergine is actually a limited edition piece. I don't know how many were made, but not that many. The other, where is it? Oh no, I wanted to show. Oh, here it is. So, I mean, to try to come up with this list of what to share was so difficult because there's so many great pieces. But this is another silver piece. It's like a personal favorite. I mean, but look at this. It's a silver cake plate with a glass top. I love it. I just love it. What do you think of that? Is that beautiful? Oh, I don't know. Frank Albert. Oh, Constance. Thank you. How would I don't know. How would we substantiate that? But that's great info. All right. So this is a cake plate. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. And I don't know. I can't actually read. I don't know who made this. I don't think it's Pete Acquisto, actually. It's very hard to read the makers on silver. And I don't have a lot of documentation on everything, so it's very hard. So a number of silver pieces, pewter pieces, a number of bronze statues, mainly by Randall Zadar, who's also an IGMA artisan, including this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful piece, which I believe is the Four Muses. It's the real name is definitely written in my in the write-up on Invaluable. But look how beautiful that piece is. That's number 29, made in 1998. His work is just stunning. The level of detail. Yes, Randall has retired from miniatures, sadly, but you can find some of his work here in this auction. So the another category is in this auction is going to be fine porcelain. Many pieces by Teresa and Jean Welsh. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but they had a company called the China Closet. And they made beautiful, 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 beautiful bowls. I'm just trying to steady it. if you could see, there is a bird perched on the edge of that bowl. Can you see? There's actually two birds. Isn't that crazy? So I think that they tag teamed the work on this. One would fire them up and the other one would hand paint it. I think there's a story behind it. One of them has sadly passed and the other one has retired. I think Teresa. They were mother-daughter, I think. But look at this gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous porcelain bowl. Let me know if you guys are seeing that okay. But again, look inside to the detail on that, the paint job. In the auction, only live bidding on the day or you can bid earlier. Carol is asking about sort of how the auction is going to run. So the auction right now is live. So you can go to invaluable.com. You can click on D. Thomas, find miniatures. You can look at the auction. You could register to bid. You can actually bid right now. Bidding will happen all the way through to the auction until September 19th at 10 a.m. And then the auction will be live and we will be closing out the bid over that auction period. It will probably take around 3.5 hours to go through almost 200 lots. But you'll be able to, that's when we're going to be closing the deals on Sunday. There's a number of art dolls too in this auction. This, and I'm going to try to say her name, is by Gundren Kolendra. Look how beautiful. So she's part of a lot that has a whole bunch of boudoir sort of themed things, like a tissue box and a waste paper basket. There are other much more glamorous things than what I just described, but those are the first things that I thought of. But look how beautiful this is and how beautiful she is. And look at the detail on that mirror. And actually, when you turn it around, there really is a mirror. Isn't that awesome? So there are a number of art dolls that are in this auction that you could look for if you're into it. Really good, really, really high quality, beautiful stuff. Also, another category that I have is carpets and rugs, petty points. This is, look at this rug. I don't even know if I'd call it a rug or carpet. By Phyllis Serrato. She was also an Enigma fellow. I'm not sure she's with us anymore. But look at the detail on this beautiful rug. And also look, it's actually a, I think there's like a serpent. There's a horse thing happening. There are animals flying. Oh, there's the horse. Look at the horse. Look at that. I really should be wearing gloves. And then look at the back. And again, goes back to sort of what I was saying before about not only the quality, but the condition. Beautiful, beautiful condition. So that's Phyllis Serrata. I think there are like 4 rugs by her in this auction. And then a couple of lots that are non-artisan, but nicely made carpets. So the other category is children's toys, which is sort of near and dear to my heart. This is by Karen Markland. She also was an IGMA fellow, or is an IGMA fellow. I'm not sure if these guys are alive, honestly. I'm sorry to say. Most of these were purchased in the late 90s and are signed and dated late 90s, early 2000s, which is when the Buckalters really did most of their collecting. So there are a lot of hand-painted pieces of furniture by Karen Markland. There are toys by Karen Markland. There are a number of things. She was very prolific. Flowers, which leads me to my next category, which is flowers. This bouquet, let me know what you guys think. And maybe, what do you want to see? If is there a category that I haven't shown you yet that you want to see? This is, let me know. This is an assortment. I don't have an artist name for this one, but look how beautiful this is. It's in a glass vase. The colors are striking. Again, it goes back to the quality and the condition, but the colors on this are just stunning, 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 stunning. It's in a beautiful glass vase. Yeah, so there's a number of flowers, a lot by Shirley Whitworth. She was an IGMA artisan. She's an IGMA artisan. And so there are a number of pieces by her. And lots of collaborations between the flower makers and the the vase makers. Look at this beautiful piece. It's actually in a basket. I'm thinking Al Chandrat made the basket because he's a great basket maker, and there will be baskets in this auction as well. But look how beautiful that is. Just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So flowers, another category. And then I'm getting the vapors. A number of paintings, framed paintings by Paul Saltarelli, Enigma Artisan. Look how beautiful that is. The name of this portrait, these are reproductions. This is the Windmill at Wijk, W-I-J-K, 1996, Paul Saltarelli. Gorgeous. I'm not quite sure if this is oil or acrylic. I want to say oil, but I'm not really sure. Whatever it is, it's beautiful. So I have probably about 6 pieces by Paul Saltarelli, and I have many more, probably like 10 by, ready for this? By Johannes Landman. Look how beautiful. Look how beautiful. And he does, again, a lot of, most of these are repros. This is a reproduction of Catherine Hooft. Oh my God. Gorgeous, gorgeous. His name is Johann Landman, Igma Artisan also. His stuff makes me cry. You want to see, okay, yeah, maybe we'll show you the dolls up close. We did have a request to see the instruments. I didn't get to this in the furniture, but I want to get to it now. It is an instrument, but it is also furniture. Look at this. This is a harpsichord. It is a beautiful piece. It is all sculpted with mermaid with a gold crown. What's amazing about, and okay, you actually, even on the tiny ends are little mermaids. Can you see that? But one of the most amazing things here is, oh no. Hold on. Yes. This is the most amazing part. Look at that. All hand painted. Isn't that crazy? It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. Okay. And I don't know who the maker is. I don't know who the maker of this beautiful piece is. It's not signed. How crazy is that? Or maybe it's just hidden somewhere. Oh, I don't know. This just makes me, and I look, the keys actually go down and up. Ah, crazy. All right, I'm gonna put this down because this I don't like to hold that much because it makes me very nervous. Oh, I want to go back to toys for a second because in the toys category, I have not only in toys category, but there are books by Barbara Rahab. I don't know if you guys know who she is. She's an Enigma Fellow. Also makes these beautiful. This is actually a Peter Pan pop-up book. Crazy. And they really do pop up. Look at that. That's crazy to me. So that's in this auction as well. Another category that's interesting and not typical is Native Indian and indigenous art dolls and artifacts. And you have to go check these out because I don't have a lot of them, a lot of the pieces here represented. But one of them I do have is this gorgeous, I have a lot of pottery in this collection, in this auction. This is by, look at that. This is, I believe, cut stone. You could see the animal is cut into this piece of stone. They actually call it a, not a salt box. They call it a seed pot. The Native American Indians called this a seed pot. And it's sort of like a little, anyway, it's just gorgeous. It's gorgeous. So there are a number of Native American Indian artifacts and art dolls in this collection. And another thing that, that this sort of doesn't fit in any category, but kind of put it under accessories and things like that is this amazing hardwood box, which has this gorgeous shell inlay with, it's a marquetry inlay. It's inlaid decorative borders with marquetry shell, and it's by John Davenport. He's an IGMA artisan or fellow, I'm not really sure. One of those, highly capable, but it opens to reveal this beautiful antique pistol set. Isn't that crazy? It's crazy. It's crazy with all of the accessories and everything comes out, by the way. So that's part of this as well. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Oh, what did I have? I wanted to show you. There's also a couple of things. In the pottery sort of vein, there is one lot that has 50 pieces from Jane Graber, including this soup tureen, which comes with all the bowls and everything. And there's a tea service that has everything. I mean, everything is intact. Yeah, Pat wants me to show the cuckoo clocks. I might get up and show the cuckoo clocks. All right. There's also teddy bear. Oh, let me show this. Just one more. There's a whole lot filled with these wood toys by various artists. So if you're into like sort of these toys, miniature toys, toys that move, there's a whole lot of these tiny wood toys. Look for that. And also one more thing in that category is teddy bears. There are a whole number of teddy bears. And I know there are a lot of people who are totally into these teddy bears. One of the artists that makes several of the teddy bears in this auction is Suki. Oh, I wrote it down and I can't find it. Saki Rammerhouse. I don't know if you know who she is. She's made a lot of these teddy bears. This is not actually from her, but there are a number of her pieces in the auction. All right. There was a request to see the art doll a little bit more and up close, which I'm happy to do. And there she is. Is she not beautiful? She's beautiful. She's not like perfect. Look, even the side profile, she is perfect. I'm just saying. But look at the expression on her face. It's crazy how perfect. She's just looking at herself. And I love the hair. The tiny, tiny curls that are like, it's awesome. The cuckoo clock. Should I get up and get the cuckoo clock? All right. I think that might be almost everything. But any other requests, I'm going to get up once because everything is over there. But what was the request? It was the cuckoo clocks. Let me go get the cuckoo clocks. I hope I know exactly where they are. Yes, I do. All right. So I didn't know about this guy, but he is an artist. The room box. Okay, yes. Let me show you the cuckoo clocks, and then I'll get to the room boxes. Victor Franco, wasn't he an actor? Victor Franco. Anyway, there's one lot with 2 cuckoo clocks in this, and I believe he was a fellow. But look at his work. There's a sculpted deer on the top of this. I mean, this is a non-working clock, but still look at the detail and look at the beautiful, beautiful woodwork. It's just gorgeous. All right, let me talk through the room boxes. So like I said, Jerry Buckalter, thank you, Donald, made the room boxes. What's so great about these room boxes is, yes, they are in relatively good condition. I would say good to very good condition. But there's a colonial room box. There's a king, I don't know which king, one of the kings, he named this one. And then you can't see here, but there's a hectagon room box, which has like 3 or 4 rooms. And then there is this Victorian. It was built as a Victorian hotel lobby. But if you use your imagination, that could be a store, that could be a tea parlor, that could be, except for the little desk on the side, that could be a parlor or an entry room. If you want to get, if you didn't want to do it as a hotel. But so the other really great thing about these room boxes is the way they were built. So each one of these room boxes, not only are they all lit and wires running through them with switches and everything, they all come out like a drawer. Okay, so this rolls out from its shell so that you can access it, so that you can work on it, so you can fix it, because undoubtedly things break, so that you can adjust, so that you can move stuff around. So he built it beautifully in that regard. And so, yeah, they're beautiful. All of them have hardwood floors, lots of detail. Like the colonial room box has a look to the back, which is a closet with no door, but this side has an entry door. Am I on the right side? Yeah, which has staircase going up. It's beautiful with all this beautiful wood beam work, lighting. And now I have something in here. This is part of the Buckalter estate. It's confusing to me because like not everything came with documentation, but this came to me under glass and I don't know what to do with it. It's not part of the sale right now because I don't know how to sell it. So, Marcella, I can't show you the hexagon box because it's underneath this big box. I guess I could do that, right? You really can't see it very well. That's the problem. But there are pictures online if you go to invaluable.com. What do I do with this? What? I don't know what they did with it because it came to me under glass with nothing on it. I mean, I would imagine at one time it was filled with maybe pewter, but I don't know. What do you guys think? I don't know. I love the piece. I just don't know what to do with it and how to sell it. All right. So do you guys have any questions for me as we wrap up this preview of the auction that's happening on the 19th of September at 10 a.m. Eastern time? You can go to invaluable.com and register. I'm having a tutorial webinar this Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern. Oh, there you go. Donald put the link in there to the catalog. Can we use the long table for the last mini supper? I love that. It's a great idea. The last mini supper. I love it. So look for you can register online to Invaluable. Look for the webinar on Sunday. Make sure you're signed up for my my updates. Thank you for joining this. I appreciate you guys sitting in and I hope you enjoyed seeing the miniatures. I hope you participate in the auction. I will see everybody on Sunday. If not, I will see everybody next Sunday at the auction. I hope you'll join. It should be so much fun. So thank you very much. I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your night, weekend, etc. Bye.